It's right there. What's wrong with me? It's literally this big ass building right here. Doom. We're not offering any tours today. Huh, I wonder why. Okay, rocket time. Let's go. Hi everyone. Guess who it is? Alright, I'm rested up and super ready for the next part of the game. Especially after what we endured with Jasmine. Just to start things off, there have been many wildfires in the area, and it is affecting my respiratory system pretty badly. I apologize if I sound nasally, but the fires aren't going away, and we have a game to play. With that being said, let's get going. And as always, let's have some fun. Alright, so there isn't too much that we can do right this moment. We need to go fight Price in Mahogany Town to continue with the game. Jasmine has left me scarred a little bit though, so I'm a bit worried. I put off fighting Price for a little bit and go up north at the Lake of Rage to fight some trainers that we skipped for some XP. With Nidoqueen up front, we fight the trainers, switch training as we need. I want to get Pinch Me up some levels as well, but the XP gain is really slow. As we are fighting the trainers, one of them sends out a Porygon 2. Oh no, not you again. Nope, I am not messing with a Porygon 2. I don't care. I have PTSD from last episode. No. We're not doing it. I'm stalling it out as hard as I can. I don't care if it's lower level. Here, we also find a TM for Aurora Beam. This will be really nice to have, especially for flying types and if we happen across any dragon types. We teach it to Trunkles so we have some better coverage with him. You never know when you'll fight a dragon type. We head to Mahogany Town to challenge the gym. I'm still a bit nervous, but there really isn't much else we can do. Also, I wanted to mention that I won't be doing any heavy grinding sessions off screen or anything. This isn't my full-time job or anything, and I do have a lot of other things I need to do in my life. So we will be attempting any challenge we face as it is when we come across it. If we lose, we lose. Alright, gym time. There are several trainers in here, so we fight each one for EXP. To start, we fight cyclist Kimberly. I think you are wearing the wrong attire for cycling, Kimberly. They lead off with a Meganium. It's level 24 and I immediately regret the order in which I approached the game. We should have started with the Rocket Hideout, ran to Cianwood City, came back to Mahogany, and then fought Jasmine in Olivine City. Oh well, there's nothing we can do about it now. Meganium isn't a problem, and then Abra is next. That's an easy one shot. Next is Tauros. It's kinda scary because Tauros is a bulky Pokemon. I swapped in Nidoqueen to tank its damage. Although we win, it is still doing a lot more damage than I was expecting. We go to the Poke Center and heal up and fight the rest of the trainers. A couple of fights later, and one of the trainers has a Smeargle. Nothing really interesting here, but I forced it to learn Confuse Ray just for fun. I really like Smeargle's concept, but it's a terrible Pokemon. Halfway through the gym, I remembered that Jasmine wasted all of her Hyper Potions. I don't really want to fight Price without those, so I fly to Goldenrod to buy some and also check the TM shop. The department store doesn't have any of the Hyper Potions I want, but I go ahead and buy one of every TM just in case we find a use for them. One of the TMs I picked up is Cross Chop. It's not a terrible move, and I would like a better fighting move on Nidoqueen, so we replace Double Kick with Cross Chop. I try Ecritique's shop and they don't have Hyper Potions either. I don't want to waste more time searching the shops, so I just buy some supers and hope they're good enough. We fly back to Mahogany and challenge Price. He starts with a Machoke, and this is a pretty easy takedown with Fly on Uncle Crow. Next up is Sandshrew. Again, not a problem. We just use Surf on Misty for a one-shot. His last Pokemon is Miltank. I try our new Cross Chop with Nidoqueen, and though it is super effective, it's not doing enough damage. We missed our second one, and now we have to switch. I swap to Uncle Crow and try to stall it. Miltank is using Defense Curl though, which is keeping my flying moves at bay. I get it low, but Price heals it with a Hyper Potion. I decide to give Bite a try and discover that dark moves in this game are special based. With that knowledge, I just use Bite for the rest of the fight since we can't do much damage with Fly and Wing Attack right now. We need to use one potion, but otherwise we take Miltank down. Other than the badge, our reward for beating the gym is Hyper Beam. That's really cool! I don't teach to anyone quite yet though, but I'm pretty sure it'll come in handy. Alright, we are now forced to go and fight the Rocket Radio Tower now that we can't progress any further to the east. We just did a rocket session, but this one should be a lot more interesting than the last one, as the trainers this time should have all random Pokemon. Let's get to it! So on the way to the radio tower, I actually forgot where it was. I travel through the underground tunnel thinking it's on the other side, and all I find is the game corner. And yes, I completely saw the tower before going into the tunnel and just didn't notice it. I'm such a dork. Okay, we make it to the tower and start fighting the grunts here. The first grunt has something to tell us. We've finally taken over the radio tower. Now everyone will get to experience the true terror of Team Rocket. I mean, y'all are pretty terribly ridiculous, but other than that, I don't know what you mean. Don't worry though, he responds with my sarcasm and terrible joke with an Articuno. That's kinda scary. One of the reasons I taught Aurora Beam to Trunkles was to fight flying types. However, Articuno completely ruins this idea. I swapped to Misty to try and tank anything it throws at us. Surf, however, does more damage than I was expecting, making this fight not as scary as I thought it would be. We dodged a bullet there. A couple trainers later, we fight a grunt with 5 Pokemon. This is a bit scary. Let me explain just a little bit. In a randomizer run, there is more opportunity for dangerous Pokemon to appear, especially if trainers have more than a few Pokemon. And since we are falling behind in levels a bit, the more dangerous Pokemon that show up, the bigger chance we have to lose the game. Alright, with that out of the way, we fight the grunts. He leads off with Dugtrio, which isn't a problem at all with Surf. I was a little surprised that Nidoqueen was faster than it though, since Dugtrio's base speed is really high. Next is Mewtwo! I told you they're cloning Pokemon! It's still far too low of a level though, and Crow takes it out with Bite. Mischievous is next, and we swap to Foxy. It uses its attack turn to use Mean Look, and then we feint it very easily. Next out was Snubble, which is laughable. We hit a magnitude 10 for a fast feint with Trunkles. Finally, it's Dragonite! You see why I wanted a nice move? I wanted a nice move. Okay. It only does 40 damage. It does no Dragon Rage, however. For those that don't know, Dragon Rage is a Dragon-type move, but it only hits for 40 HP worth of damage every time it hits. It's basically Sonic Boom, but it hits harder. This would be much scarier if we were still in the early game, but we have enough HP to walk through the fight. The next grunt isn't an issue, but something we have been waiting for the entire run happens. Oh, finally! Trunkles is evolving! Oh my gosh! Yeah! Donphan! Hell yeah! Trunkles finally evolved! Finally, I'm so happy! Trunkles has been really pulling through for us lately. I'm super happy to see him finally evolve. We continue to climb the tower and I try to get some XP on Pinch Me. However, the XP gain on him is so slow, and it's really not worth the time and effort to try to get him up. We go back to the Poke Center to heal, but we also swap Pinch Me for Singly. Huh, I should write a poem about these two. Anyways, back to climbing the tower. Most of the grunts aren't really a problem to handle. Their Pokemon's levels are getting quite high though, which is worrisome. We keep fighting and head to the Poke Center when needed. The next big trainer is the executive at the top floor. His Pokemon are in the 30s, which is much higher than his lackeys leading up to him. He leads off with Chinchou, which isn't too bad, but we still don't have a great answer for water types since we lost Flowey. We swap to Foxy to get hit with a Spark. It does a bit more damage than I was expecting though. It also hits us with our favorite move, Confuse Ray, right after. And guess what? We hit ourselves doing significant damage. Chinchou hits another Spark, dropping us to 6 HP. It also paralyzes us, but we were going to switch anyway. It tried Spark on my Switch, but we are immune to it. I have Nidoqueen use Horn Attack, and it is a close feint. Chinchou uses Water Gun, which I was afraid of. Luckily, it didn't really do a lot of damage. One more Horn Attack finishes it off. Horsey is next, and I'm not concerned. We confuse it and just Wing Attack it down. Next up is Pichu, and Trunkles is the easiest swap in the world. It goes down to magnitude. Vileplume is out and we swap to Uncle Crow to hit it with flying moves. It tries to status me but fails. Vileplume is an easy knockout. Togepi is next. Surprisingly, it holds on really well. It starts with Substitute from Metronome, so we use Horn Attack to get rid of it. Togepi is faster than us and hits a Charm next. Sharply fell. Is that enough to keep Crosschop from feigning you? Well played. Well played, Togepi. Well played. It actually survived because of that charm. Next it uses Sweet Kiss and confuses us. Of course we hit ourselves with confusion. Wouldn't have it any other way. Is this Togepi actually stalling me right now? This is really embarrassing. Finally it goes down to a Horn Attack. Last up is Machamp and survives a fly from Kuro. It doesn't use an attacking move though, and Wing Attack takes it out. Not too hard of a fight. The biggest problem was Togepi, as funny as that is to say. The executive informs us that the director is in the underground warehouse, and for some reason gives us the key? He doesn't even say anything about it. Did we steal it from him? Was he so scared of us he handed it over? Did it fall out of his pocket right in front of us and we just ran off with it? Let me know what y'all think happened in the comments below. We head to the warehouse and I forgot we have a rival fight here. Alright, Jerkbutt, let's see what you have this time. Jerkbutt starts us off with a Venomoth. One Wing Attack with Crow takes it down. That's a really strong start. Next he sends out Chinchou. Another one, huh? We send out Nidoqueen. We tried taking it out with Horn Attack, but it confuses us. Are you freaking... Y'all know the drill now. We hit ourselves and Water Gun is a lot of damage. We swapped a Crow to finish it off. Tentacruel is next, which is part poison, so we send out Foxy for type advantage. We use Confusion, which does much less damage than I was hoping for. It hits us with a Bubble Beam and nearly drops us to half health. I'm scared it's a range, so I swapped a Misty to be safe. Really quickly, for those of you who don't know, attacking moves won't always do the same exact amount of damage each time it is used. And since it only hit us with Bubble Beam once, I'm scared that maybe it hit a low range, and if it hits us again, it'll hit with a high range attack, which would feint us this time. Okay, back to Misty. Bubble Beam is no problem now, although it does speed drop us. It tries Acid and does very low damage. My Surf also doesn't do a lot, so I just make a quick swap to Crow to finish Tentacruel off. Sentra is next, and we swapped Nidoqueen for Cross Chop. Just to be safe, I heal with a potion first. Cross Chop hits fainting Sentra. Last out is Heracross, and initially I thought at first it was Bug Steel type. I then realized no, it's actually a bug fighting. I was thinking of Scizor there. Oh well, I swapped a Crow and one-shot it with Wing Attack. We beat you again, Jerkbutt! We move on to the rest of the warehouse, and of course it's full of a ton of grunts and a few burglars. We go to fight the first grunts. Yeah, get out of here. I have rockets to defeat. I don't care if you lost. You showed up here. You're nothing but a victim. Wow, that's kind of dark for a kid's game. I don't think I need to say anything else there. We take down the first few grunts and figure out the gate puzzle first try. I forgot how this puzzle was done, so I think my muscle memory kicked in from playing Pokemon Silver so much as a kid. We make it to the director and save him from Team Rocket. He gives us the key card to unlock a door in the radio tower. Hey, guess where we're going again? Alright, back at the tower, and now we need to take down Team Rocket for good. First grunt we fight is no problem. Second grunt isn't either, but we do face another damage range issue with Aurora Beam. We swapped a Misty, and it hits us with Supersonic. Everything has a confusion move. Everything, I swear to God. Please don't hit yours. I just want to see how much Surf does. That about sums up how I feel right now. 3 Surfs and a potion, and Cloyster is down. We go heal and take on the final floor. The first executive up here starts with a Clefable. Alright, shouldn't be that hard. Nidoqueen is out and it metronomes a Solar Beam. Yikes. Solar Beam hits for quite a lot of damage, but we were still above half health. Our second Cross Chop hits for over half damage. Clefable then uses Sing and puts us to sleep. While we are sleeping, it starts using Double Slap and also uses Moonbeam once to heal for a lot. Another metronome, and thankfully it's just ancient power. We use the potion for safety, and we take another round of Double Slaps. Nidoqueen wakes up and we miss another Cross Chop. We take another Double Slap for it. Another Cross Chop misses and we get slapped around a lot more. We finally hit a Cross Chop, but it doesn't crit for a feint. Clefable uses Metronome and we take a Stomp, getting us uncomfortably low. We use a potion, but Clefable has the same idea and heals with Moonbeam again. Nidoqueen is out of Cross Chop, so we finally just swapped a Crow to finish Clefable off. Our last 2 Pokemon are just ground types, so we swapped a Misty to surf them down. Last executive in the tower. Time to get rid of Team Rocket for good. And he is super easy. Eevee is out first. And although I hate to do this, I use Cross Chop for a one-shot. Next is Raichu, and Magnitude from Chuckles is an easy 2-hit feint. Last is Gengar, and it's a 2-hit KO from Confusion on Foxy. And down goes Team Rocket. Well, that wasn't too bad. Though it was tedious, this was a lot more fun than the Rocket Hideout. Also, as a plus, I think this is the first ever episode we've had without a death. This is super exciting. We still need some more type coverage to be safer later in the game, but that's a nice moral boost from the last time we played. We fly to Mahogany Town and I check the route to the east for a wild Pokemon. We accidentally fight 2 trainers and I can't find any grass. I don't want to leave the run without trying to catch a new Pokemon, but it's getting late and I have to get going. We return to Mahogany Town and rest up to make our way to the final gym. The last challenge before the Elite Four. Our final destination is just on the horizon. Thank you so much for watching, and please like and share this video. And if you enjoyed it, why not consider subscribing to the channel? It really helps out more than you know. Also, don't forget to leave a comment below. Let me know your favorite moment in the run so far. Why does everyone think Team Rocket is even a threat? If you couldn't guess, my favorite Pokemon is Eevee. What's yours? Will Jerkbutt ever learn? Please let me know. After all, comments help with the YouTube algorithm. Take care, everyone.